we go.
Welcome to Movie the Podcast. That's right, Movie the Podcast, the official podcast of the Philadelphia Eagles. EAGLES.
Get the fuck out of here. No.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Fuck the Eagles.
Anyone but Kansas City.
No. Fuck the Eagles.
Nope. I'm cheering for Kansas City now.
Yeah,
may as well lean into it.
Yeah, fuck
if
the
the
Eagles.
Ravens aren't going to win it, I don't want to see any new teams win it. I want to just see the Chiefs keep being enemy number one.
Yeah.
I don't want the Bills to win. I don't want to see Jalen Hurts get a ring before Lamar. Like, fuck them all.
Go Birds.
Hey, Sean.
Sean made it.
Hey, what's up?
We are continuing our daisy chain, whatever we're calling this thing. And this week's movie, and I'm keeping track of the connectors, thanks to Cliff Curtis, who's actually playing his own nationality in this movie.
Yeah.
Maybe the only time.
We got to watch. It's like this, and maybe the Fast and the Furious one where it's they go to the islands.
Hobbs and Shaw, which you said you were going to pick this week, or which you kicked around picking.
Yeah. Also, this is a comic book movie, guys. This was based off like a fucking very obscure Dark Horse
Virus.
Yeah, Dark Horse comic book. From
I saw that in the beginning. It said Dark Horse. I was just figured it was just a generic name from the late 90s, just trying to be Attitude Era.
Based on Alien and The Abyss. And other movie.
I mean, it basically is. I never read the comic. I remember seeing the covers. The art's really cool because it's like biomechanical kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But and the other thing is that interesting note about this movie. So this was directed by a guy that basically is like a special effects guy. Like he's John Bruno. He like worked on like every James Cameron movie, and like he's still in special effects.
Yeah.
Like he's only directed a handful of movies, but this is one of them. And I guess they hired him because of the special effects. And I will say that special effects in this movie aren't horrible.
I liked them.
Yeah, I thought that one of the more interesting parts of the movie.
They're not without their charm.
All right, so yeah, this week we're all here and we watched 1999's Virus. 1999 generally considered one of the best years ever in film. I don't think this one is remembered.
This didn't make it into that conversation.
Matrix, Fight Club. I mean, there's like 30 really good movies. That year was like stuffed with good movies.
You know what else this guy directed?
Huh.
Well, he's only directed 5 things, a couple of which were TV shows, but Heavy Metal.
Oh yeah, one of
the animated
segment, yeah like the 81 or the Heavy Metal Tooth that Julie Strain one.
81,
okay. the real one.
Yeah.
Did it say what segment he did, or did he didn't do the whole thing? Did he?
IMDb doesn't say it.
It's an anthology, so no.
And then he directed some of the video, I guess the video portions for the Terminator 2 3D game, Battle Across Time.
That's sick. That's awesome.
Well, there you have it.
All right.
He has an upcoming project.
Yeah,
he's Virus too.
He's still working.
Sam Peckinpah's Castaway, but it has no information or anything on IMDb.
Sam Peckinpah's been dead for like 60 years. So
Sam Peckinpah's Castaway. It's just a remake of Castaway where the volleyball is racist.
Yeah, right. Sam Peckinpah, the author of one of my favorite quotes. I made a movie where nobody got shot and nobody saw it.
You ain't wrong.
Anyway. All right. What did you all watch this past week? Sean.
Oh my God. I just watched some TV. I watched the second episode of Severance. It's starting to wear thin. And like, maybe you guys will appreciate this, maybe you won't. When a show is based either solely around a mystery or multiple mysteries, and they don't get to it eventually, it just like becomes more, I don't want to say convoluted, but it's like you can feel them stretching it out, you know? Yeah, and like with something like Twin Peaks, I guess nobody liked it after you find out who killed Laura, but he was like, I'm going to get real weird with it since we revealed it, like real fucking weird. Well, and that can work.
He didn't want to. He left the show after, like, because he didn't want to ever reveal it. That was his whole thing.
But there was also like interesting shit going on outside of the mystery, like the interpersonal dynamics are, yeah. I don't know, like it's fine, but it's just starting to wear thin on me. I don't know. I think mysteries work better as films than they do as TV shows. I guess everybody with Lost, where that ran for fucking 12 seasons, and it's just like a big wet fart at the end.
Well, the problem with something, I don't know if Severance is this way, but the problem with something like Lost is that it's a mystery, but they didn't write the ending. Like they just kept. That's where the whole what's that fucking concept that Damon
mystery
Lindelof
box.
Mystery box. That's that whole bullshit where he's like, well, you don't ever have to solve the mystery. You can just keep asking more questions, and the audience will love it. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a good cast.
Didn't he invent Lost?
What's that?
Or wasn't he part of Lost too?
Damon. He's
Abrams?
one of the head writers. Yeah.
Is J.J. Abrams like exiled from movie and TV now? I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, what happened
from him lately?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe The Last Jedi. That was or not the Rise of Skywalker, whatever the third one was.
Yeah, Rise of Skywalker. Ugh.
They're just making more Star Wars shit. I don't know. I don't want to get on a tangent, but that's all I watched. Really, was TV. I watched the rest of Shrinking, which is still really good. I really enjoy that.
Is that about my penis?
Hey. No, it's called Shrinking, not Shrunked. I also watched the whole season of a show called Later Daters because I have this weird fascination with dating reality shows on Netflix.
Is it any good?
It's like old people dating. Yeah, but they're like the top 1% of old people. It's like the 62-year-old black woman with these huge tits, and like she's super hot. It's like she's like a millionaire fucking professor. It's like I just have trouble dating. It's like, really? Do you? But I don't know. I've been kind of glued to fucking the news. It's been a rough week between the terrible football and the terrible world events and local trauma. It's just been a lot. So Schmalik.
I watched four movies and a TV show.
Oh my god!
Oh my
goodness!
Watched the Chris Rock vehicle Down to Earth, which is pretty sure basically Heaven Can Wait.
Yeah,
remake of Heaven Can Wait. He gets accidentally killed, and then angels give him an old rich white man's body until they can find him a suitable replacement body, and then he gets
AIDS.
Why am I forgetting her name?
Oh no!
I'm pretty sure that's the movie that a million years ago me and Anthony went and saw Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, but they put the wrong movie on the marquee. So the movie started, and I'm like, "There's no Chinese people in this movie. I don't think this is the right movie."
The woman who played Sister Knight in Watchmen.
Oh, she's good.
I don't know why I'm blanking on her name.
Regina King?
Yeah, she's in it. She plays the female lead.
She's great.
Wanda Sykes is in it. Mark Addy is in it. It's fine. It's a fine, weird 96 comedy. Chris Rock made a lot of weird comedies. He wasn't, I don't feel like he was in...
Like Head of State.
Yeah.
He never had his Harlem Nights or Coming to America or, See No Evil. He never had his big movie.
Yeah, his big stand-up specials never led to that big role, like breakout movie role.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's perfectly fine, and it's like an hour and 25 minutes, I feel like.
That's the best kind of movie.
Bully for me. Rewatch Next Goal Wins.
Love that movie.
The Taika Waititi soccer movie, like that might be my favorite Taika Waititi. It's so fucking good.
Oh.
And he is just so good. He's so good at balancing everything. Like, it's just chock full of Maori, Samoa, American Samoan accents.
American Samoa.
Which are just so fucking adorable. Like,
yeah. Those accents are the best.
I sent you that thing, right, Alec, where they're like, I love when they interview New Zealand rugby players, because it's like these hulking men that could just dismantle you.
You sent it to me for sure, yeah.
That really good guy out there. This just sounds so high.
Yeah, give me a big old side of beef with a weird squeaky voice. That's why everybody loves Mike Tyson so much.
But that movie is tremendous. I love it. I like it a lot. watched two new movies I haven't seen. One is, I guess, a brand new, not that that means anything because he makes 20 movies a year, but a brand new Nicolas Cage movie called Arcadian.
Oh, this the weird apocalyptic like bug movie. I wanted to watch that. Yeah, I wanted to watch
something.
That. Was it any good?
It's not bad.
Okay.
Until they show you their monster. And the monsters
wow. Fucking, I hate when that happens.
They're so weird looking. In the movie, why they're scared of them. Like, there are these horrific things that have tormented them. But when you see it, it's like, what the fuck is that?
Now I want to watch it even more.
That's what you landed on? But, like, overall, it's a really good movie. It basically stars him and two kids who play as kids. And those are the main characters. There's, like, some other people at another farm. But those are the three main characters. And it's kind of showing their, like, day to day. And, like, every night they have to, basically, it's like, almost kind of like Age of X. Every night they have to rebuild, like, their, like, defenses against these monsters. They have to, like, reinforce the shuttered doors and shuttered windows and stuff so they can't get in. But the monsters aren't, like super strong enough to just, like, bust through. So every day they, like, look for more scrap and more stuff to reinforce them. And sometimes they get hit hard and sometimes they don't.
I mean, you're not selling me on it. It sounds interesting.
I really enjoyed it a lot until they showed the monster, and then it took kind of a dip. But I think it's still a really good, decent movie.
What was that fucking movie where, like, you had to have you had to be blind? That was on Netflix. That shit was.
That was the Sandra Bullock. I can't remember the name of it.
Bird Box. That was
Bird Box.
That movie. I mean, that movie was bad besides the aliens, but that also had that problem where they showed the monster and you're like, oh, really? Like that? That's all you got? All right.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah. That's the best you guys could come up with.
Watched an A24 banger called Past Lives.
Oh yeah, I like that movie.
Oh, did you see it? The Korean? Well, not Korean. But
yeah, that was. It was in my
like
top 10. It's in my top 10. I think when it came out. I think it came out last year. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's a good movie.
It is. It's a really. It's not a kind of. It's like emotionally wrenching, but like it's not a movie that. Like, nobody is the bad guy. The circumstance is awful for these people.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bittersweet love story. Sean would like it. It's very.
Sean would like it. Gods would probably like it too.
Gods doesn't have any emotion.
What's it called? I have nothing but emotion.
It's called Past Lives. Okay. It's about a Korean boy and girl. Who, when they're kids, they're like best friends and they're kind of like in puppy love with each other. But the girl's family, when they're like, I don't know, 12 or 10 or something, immigrates to Canada. And then they reconnect later on. And then they reconnect again later on after that. And it just shows like their relationship through the years. But I thought it was excellent. Like, if I would have seen this, I think it came out in 23.
Yeah, probably 23, yeah.
If I would have seen it that year, it probably would have been on my list. Like, I thought it was very good. And it's a real,
you are emotional, but I don't feel like you're like a doomed romance emotion guy. I feel like that's more my bag. You're like a sad family shit kind of guy.
Yeah. I'm just, noted.
It was excellent. I would recommend it to, everybody. Stacy watched it she went to Hawaii to visit her sister last week, and she watched it on the plane, and she liked it enough that she came home and we rewatched it almost immediately again. And then the show that I watched was James Gunn's Creature Commandos.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
It's pretty good. I enjoyed it for the most part. My biggest complaint is that the whole thing didn't need to happen. Like the issue with the villain makes no sense to me, unless I'm just an idiot. Like, the whole thing didn't need to happen and they could have got to the same result. I guess all the shit that happens in the show.
I guess I can see that.
Because like, did you do Gogs and TJ or Gogs and Sean? You guys didn't watch it, did you?
I watched it.
I
I don't want to spoil it for.
I haven't seen it, but I don't care if you spoil it.
Okay, Gogs, do you care?
Yeah, go for it. No, go for it.
I don't like the whole crux of it is that the princess gets shot in the end.
Oh.
But like she sets up all the shit in motion that leads them right back to her. Like if she wouldn't have done anything to begin with, then she could have just everything that she wanted to happen would have happened no problem, and nobody would have been there to stop her. It makes no sense. Unless like there's a line of dialogue or something that I missed. But I was just like it's a good show and it's fun and like it's got all the James Gunn stuff. Like the music's great and the backstory, all the characters is fucking heartbreaking, but it's also really funny. It's got Frank Grillo plays what's his name's dad, the guy who died in
Flag.
He plays Flag Senior. The characters were all really good. The woman who played the bride, that's the head sand snake from Game of Thrones.
No shit.
Oh shit! You want the bad pussy?
I had no idea she was British and not like she does a really good job in Game of Thrones having like a Middle Eastern accent,
being super hot. Yeah,
I mean,
oh shit, unbelievable.
Yeah, she was insane.
But I thought it was really good.
I never got so hard from such a terrible line delivery in my entire life. It is kind of funny though about that show that GI Robot turned out to be such a meme and like kind of relevant.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, and like he's great. All the characters are great. Like they're all written really well, and they all have horrible, tragic backstories that are funny at parts, and also they all destroy people.
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like it's like why James Gunn it showcases why James Gunn is so good, right? Like it's kind of perfect, you know. Like the way he writes characters is is great.
Yeah, and it's only 7 episodes, and I don't think a single one of them's over like 23 minutes. I watched it all like in an afternoon.
Get that shit done quick.
Yeah, it's probably about the length of a feature length movie. That's all I watched. TJ.
I shockingly didn't watch anything. So yeah, I had better things to do. Gox.
Well, I make up for that. I watched 4 things.
4 things?
2 new and 2 old. I rewatched that Matilda musical on Netflix. The music has no right to go as hard as it does. That movie kicks ass. Strong Reco. I rewatched.
Oh my God, we're shortening Reco now. Recommend.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
I rewatched.
Gogs is doing strange new things to the English language.
We call it everybody baby now because personally, I love that.
I don't know who all I said to. Sorry to interject, but that I think I said it this morning. A couple of you guys. That thing it made me think of Gogs because like you know how Mario just runs around stomping turps all day and like I fucking sit in my office just howling.
I love that. I'm glad that
crushing
you said
turps. That's what it was. Yeah.
Per chance. You can't just say
per chance.
I rewatched Norm Macdonald's Dirty Work.
Oh.
That movie's fun. Still fun. It's probably you couldn't make it nowadays. Doesn't matter. Still fun. Still funny. Woke killed Dirty Work. And Norm Macdonald.
Oh.
Did Woke kill Norm Macdonald?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't know that. That was a big talking point on Trump's campaign. He was very pro McDonald's.
Pro Norm Macdonald. No, you may. I'm sorry. You mean pro McDonald's?
Oh, yeah. Right. Can't wait for the Kansas City Chiefs to get a Big Mac at the White House. I watched a movie starring Lisan Aguib and
what?
Basically the same plot. I watched Wonka. About a young man who's fighting against the tyranny of chocolatiers. I liked it. It's it's perfectly cromulent. And I liked it more than I expected to. I still haven't watched the the Tim Burton version.
Do not.
Captain Jack Sparrow. Yeah, I figured as much.
I cannot imagine that that's any good.
That
It
seems
is
like it would be
not.
insufferable. I was worried this would be insufferable, and I found it
is.
charming.
Well, Timothy Chalamet also elevates everything.
He really does. The guy's
Because he's
talent.
And he can sing and shit.
Is there singing in it?
Oh, lots.
Yeah.
Lots of singing.
I think, Sean, were you the one who said, it must have been you, sent me the video of Timothy Chalamet on like some
College
college
game day?
basketball show
Yeah.
breaking down like
Oh yeah, he's like,
college basketball
bro, he's
teams.
like, he knows shit about the Mac like that, dude. He's fun. I love that guy.
He's deep in hip hop. He's he's got.
Yeah.
I do love his SNL sketches where he's the SoundCloud rapper.
Oh, that's
that's
Oh, yeah.
Is that the one where he's
Drip
the
water, drip
barista
water.
too? Oh no, that's the. Ain't nothing wrong with a big old woman. Put that on the side. You want us to put nothing wrong with a big woman on our coffee sign?
Yeah, I love that kid. Keep it up, Timothy Chalamet. Can't wait for you to turn. I guess you won't turn into a giant worm monster hybrid.
Please
but
don't get me too.
your kid. Please don't. I don't need another. Who was our boy who got destroyed?
Harvey
who we
Weinstein.
loved? Him, yes, but what's his name?
Jonathan Majors.
Majors. Yeah, don't get Jonathan Majors, please.
Fuck with them white women. That's what you get.
Hey,
I meant that as bad against white women, not how that may have come out in present day.
And the last thing I watched because of Matilda. I watched the young lady who plays Matilda. I watched Abigail. How do you feel about it? Because it's interesting.
The ballerina vampire movie.
Yeah. Have any of you guys seen it?
No.
It's got Dan Stevens in it.
It's
though.
got
I
Dan
kinda
Stevens in it. It's got that big Canadian guy.
I think I've seen clips of. She's like in a cage.
Well,
For
sort
some of the movie, I've seen clips of Dan Stevens with some vampire thing.
Yeah, Dan Stevens is dressed up like Jeffrey Dahmer in it. It's got not Giancarlo Stanton. What's his name? The guy
Giancarlo Esposito.
Bingo.
Giancarlo Stanton.
I wish it had Giancarlo Stanton trying to act in it.
It's got
Aaron Judge.
He's gonna pull a Nnamdi Asomugha and turn it into a good actor.
There you
Oh
go.
my god.
You might have to plug it in, pal.
Did you see that stat the other day that Nnamdi Asomugha had a season where it was 400 passes against the Raiders, they only allowed 15 catches or some shit?
It was insane for like 2 years.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So, it's got who's the big Kevin Durand, that big Canada's answer to Big Burly fellas. He was in Walking Tall, maybe. He was one of
the Canadian Alan Richson.
Yeah, he was the guy. He was one of the Tweaker, whatever the brothers are in. What's the movie with Smoking Aces? You guys know who I'm talking about. If you saw him,
I have no idea.
He's the big bad guy in Walking Tall that cuts the rock with a box cutter.
Yeah, he's the heavy.
He was like an evil angel in that movie with Paul Bettany where he's like trying to protect the Second Coming or something.
Legion.
Yes.
Do you guys have any interest in seeing Abigail, or should I not get into it? Okay.
No,
I don't care.
I hate movies.
Okay, that's cool. So the movie is like this group of people kidnap this like crime. They kidnap this little girl and they're holding her for ransom, and they don't know who her dad is. They're just like it's kind of Usual Suspects, and it's kind of Reservoir Dogs. Like none of them know each other. They just got assembled for this job. They do the job. They go to this mansion to hold this girl until the ransom gets paid. But then you find out it's all just a trap for this little vampire girl to eliminate them because they've all wronged her vampire father.
Not a bad idea.
And then so like,
sorry,
go ahead.
Did somebody already say that guy Kevin Durant played the Blob in X-Men Origins Wolverine?
But that's also true. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
So she's like, so they get trapped in this, like, it looks like the mansion from Resident Evil, and then she just like literally takes these people apart, and its tone is all over the place. Like,
Yeah.
you think it's supposed to be like suspenseful and like, but then it gets like weirdly comedic, and then it's like straight. It's like it's not. I think it's going for something James Gunn a la Slither-ish, but it doesn't really nail it. But I didn't hate it. It's just weird. And like the same guy who made it made another movie that I think we like. What was it called? He made not just A Woman Named Abigail. I didn't.
Schindler's List.
He made Schindler's List.
Shout out.
Ooh, and Ready Player One.
Oh, this is it. He made I didn't see this, but I think people liked Ready or Not. Did people on the podcast?
I think Alec and I both.
I thought that movie was a blast. It's it's not great cinema, but it's a fucking fun time.
It's a fun movie.
Like, I think I haven't seen that yet, but the same director made this, and I like.
Now I kind of want to see it. I didn't want to see it before, but I liked Ready or Not. So
I mean, like it's doing something.
Ready or Not, the whole time you think it's just a crazy family playing a weird game, and then at the end they introduce the legit devil who starts obliterating people. It's so much fun.
Yeah, this is like the little girl who plays Matilda, Alicia Weir. She's great in it. I love Dan Stevens and everything. Ozymandias shows up right at the end.
Oh no
way!
Oh, what's the girl's name?
Matthew Good.
Matthew Good.
What's the little girl's? What's her name? Abigail. Abigail, you son of a bitch.
Abigail, you
don't you bite down on that poison capsule.
Don't you bite down on that poison cyanide capsule.
But yeah, what do you think I am? Some comic book villain?
Oh God, what a...
I hope Matthew Good somehow finds out how many times we've said, don't you bite down on that capsule, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
I think I've said that more times than I've told my mother I loved her.
But yeah, the movie's interesting. Like it's funny because at some point, like the characters are like, this little girl's a vampire. Like they're like, this little girl's a vampire. They're having a conversation like, what do we know about vampires? And everybody starts rattling off like movies and mythology. And people are like, are we really having this conversation? Like, just keep going with it. And then a lot of it
sounds fun.
It's From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever read any not like Time Life books?
Yeah,
that's a good movie.
Yeah,
but no, I mean, give it a. I didn't hate it. But it's like now that I know what the tone is, I'd probably rewatch it. Like you're saying, the young lady who plays Abigail, she's good in it.
You should watch Ready or Not. I think you'd like it.
I'd like to. I know you guys.
I feel like Samara Weaving is like Gog's, like the perfect Gog.
Oh no, that's lab created. No,
is she related to Hugo Weaving?
I don't know. Good question. I think they are both Australian.
What was the movie that was like Ready or Not, but it had the chick from or I thought it was like Ready or Not, but it was the one woman from Glow, and they were also getting hunted for sport.
That was what was it called? The Game, maybe?
Was that what it was called?
Something like that. But they were legit being hunted for sport.
Yeah.
I mean, Deadliest Game is a... Are you talking about the one that came out semi-recently? It was called, like, The Hunt?
About where they're hunting Republicans or something?
Yeah, something like that. And I think Dennis was in that movie, too, from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, I'll give Ready or Not a look. But, yeah, check out Abigail if you want to see something interesting.
You want to see Matthew Good?
You want to see Matthew Good briefly, but you want to see a lot of Dan Stevens, because I love Dan Stevens. That guy's great.
Can I ask a question real quick before we get into the feature presentation?
Sure.
Please.
So the connecting fiber from the last movie, from Bringing Out the Dead to this was, what's his name, right?
Are we keeping a log of this somewhere?
I have.
Okay.
Because that'd be fun at the end of the year to see how we got from Saving Private Ryan to...
Yeah, that would be kind of cool to see that.
That affects my pick. So I have two different picks, but we'll get into that at the end of the show.
Okay.
I don't know if I feel like torturing us or not. So,
but yeah,
Jamie Lee Curtis has a checkered filmography. I'll say that.
Yeah,
he does.
I don't want to watch Heartbreakers.
Oh no!
Oh, that's Susan Sarandon. Never mind.
I'll just say
Heartbreakers is Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
They're all
and
basically the same person.
And what's her name? I can't think of her name
Jennifer Love
right now.
Hewitt.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
No, I'm thinking of picking
And Gene
Borderlands.
Hackman. Who are you
Oh
thinking of?
God,
Oh, Alan Quartermain.
Borderlands.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, did you say Alan Quartermain or Borderlands?
No, who the fuck? Is there a movie just called Alan Quartermain?
And the City of Gold.
Sean, you know there is. It's a canon movie. It's They talk about it in the documentary because that was the one with Sharon Stone and I can't remember the guy.
Yeah.
What's that guy? Richard Chamberlain, maybe?
Richard.
I can't hear Alan Quartermain without thinking of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Like my brain just stops right there.
I was thinking about picking Borderlands.
That's a good movie.
But I don't know. I don't really want to torture us to watch that fucking movie. I've already seen it once. I just want to make Gogs watch it because I know how much he and I love Borderlands.
I don't want to do that to Borderlands, but yeah, that is.
I have another pick. Never mind. It's fine.
Is the other pick True Lies?
No, the other pick is Flatliners, a movie that I remember loving as a kid. It's got Billy Baldwin in it. And
I was looking through Billy Baldwin's IMDb earlier, and I was going to say TJ's probably going to pick Flatliners or Backdraft.
I love Backdraft.
Yeah, I can't.
I love Backdraft.
I remember watching Backdraft as a kid on VHS.
If I recall correctly, Flatliners, the little kid in their Flatline dreams is named Billy Mahoney. Like, I don't know why, but that sticks in my head. So if you pick that, we'll see if I'm right.
Well, next week it'll be Flatliners. I don't want to.
Kiefer Sutherland, and then we can do Dark City.
I don't want to put us through fucking Borderlands. I don't want to make us suffer through it. And I've already watched it, and it was.
We can find ways to get back to Borderlands.
I mean, there are plenty.
Everybody's in that.
That is the fun part of this structure. Now we can kind of. If it is, I have to say, it's very freeing. It's very
it is.
I like it. I like it a lot. Actually, it opens up a world of possibilities. And I have to ask, Gogs. I know we talked about this briefly before we started recording. How in the world did you ever even remember this movie? How did you come across Virus? Yeah.
Oh, I simply looked up.
Oh,
I looked like, what else has Cliff Curtis been in? Because I like Cliff Curtis a lot.
He's great. He's in a lot of stuff.
And I was like, oh, that looks terrible. Let's pick that because we watched two good movies in a row. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hate Virus either.
Real quick, Cliff Collins. He's also
Clifton Collins.
Isn't he also Maori or no?
Clifton Collins is Hispanic.
I thought he wasn't Hispanic, but he always played Hispanic.
I thought he was Hispanic.
Sean, if you want a fun,
because he was in.
If you want a fun movie moment for our podcast show, if you go way back, me and Sean reviewed
Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day.
Does this gun make me look gay?
So Clifton Collins was born in L.A. and his other name is Clifton Collins or Clifton Gonzalez.
Oh, he is Hispanic.
He fucking doubled. He 10-toned down on Gonzalez.
His father was Pedro Gonzalez.
He's super Hispanic.
Yeah,
you're down terrible when you're Gonzalez.
Yeah,
it's like the worst law firm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at my lawyer, dog.
I'm Jack Holmes.
Sean and Gogs can make those jokes because they have.
Yep, I'm gonna sit here quiet.
Yeah, I'm just racist, so it's fine. All right, let's get into
Gogs being a quarter Mexican is my Roman Empire, and I'm not going to elaborate on that.
You should do it. I forget what game me and Sean were like texting each other over, but Tony Romo was on and he had like cooked himself, and like Sean's like he's reconnecting with his Mexican father.
He's also the Deep's brother-in-law. Did you know that, Alec?
Yeah, I didn't know that. That was
who? Tony Romo.
Tony Romo. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. That guy's great. That guy, I'm surprised the Deep hasn't showed up in like any other movies because he's really good. So is Homelander, really.
That guy's excellent.
If you guys ever want to deep dive and you're bored and you want to watch a show on HBO Max that literally like 6 people watch the show called Banshee that he's on. It's like a spy show. Ed Brubaker. Ed Brubaker wrote it, the comic book writer. It's really fucking good. But it was like it's kind of like a lot of other shows that were on Cinemax. Like it just went away. Like nobody saw it. It's
like Raised by Wolves or whatever.
Like Raised by Wolves, like fucking The Nick, which is a show that like I'll never stop talking about. I think it's a fucking masterpiece. But...
This is how brain rotted I am. We talk about Anthony Starr, the Homelander guy.
Yeah.
And I was convinced he was gay, but it turns out he's just really handsome.
Yeah, he's
like, oh, that
handsome.
guy's so handsome, he must be a homosexual.
He's also really short, which I think is that kind of threw me. I guess in the Boys he wears like lifts and stuff, but he's he's like 5'8".
He's still taller than me, but go off, King.
Shout out to Short King Tom Hardy while we're at it.
Oh yeah,
how tall is Tom Hardy?
5'9".
Oh, okay.
For Tom Hardy,
but he's also like a fucking brick. That guy's
he's a beefy boy.
We need to somehow skirt this around to Tom Hardy because we're sorely lacking in Tom Hardy movies.
There's ways he had his own month. We've done some hardiness.
I know, but
I've seen. I don't want to talk about this movie, but I've seen so many reels of that movie where he plays the English mob brothers. Yeah, I want to see that, but I heard it was bad.
I liked it. I don't know.
Oh, did you? Okay. What's the one with him and?
Go ahead.
It's not a Nick Cave movie. It's a John Hillcoat movie. Didn't he do one?
Oh, the bootlegging movie?
You're talking about Lawless?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Lawless is great. Lawless is.
Oh, that's got John Connor in it as well.
Yeah, Lawless.
Which John Connor?
The bad one.
Yeah, Lawless is really good. It's got Shia LaBeouf in it too. It's really good.
Yeah,
and it's got Guy Pearce, and he's got the most dramatic haircut. He's got the fucking straight part down the middle. Oh man.
Guy Pearce's fucking arch in that movie.
You gotta watch that one, Sean. You'd really.
He's got like the Dick Tracy flat top fucking part.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
The alfalfa shits.
All right. Anyway, sorry, guys. A virus. 1999 virus.
1999's virus.
Dogs. Before you start this movie, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
About this movie, what accent is Donald Sutherland meant to be doing?
I think he's trying to be Irish. If I had to guess.
He's my favorite part of this movie. I don't know about you guys, but I loved him in this movie. The scene where
he's awful.
He's literally like about to kill himself. And they're like, what's he saying? He's the guy, help me out. The guy that's like the like annoying guy on the ship, that guy's been in a million things.
That guy, he was in Starship Troopers. He's the general that they find in the closet. Yeah.
But that guy, when he's like, oh, they're dead in the water, and he's like, I'll be there in a minute. He's about to shoot himself.
Yeah. All right.
Also, he's got my favorite like comedic villain motivation where he's like, "We need the money." Like it's like there's literally like a fucking robot alien that's threatening to like literally annihilate the entirety of humanity. He's like, "I don't care. Just give me $3 million. I guess
nobody else is staking their claim on this ship. Yeah. I need the money.
If I can't be rich, I might as well become
$1 zillion.
If I'm not going to be rich, I might as well become Locutus of Borg. So
yeah, that very very Borg. The designs are very Borg. Also,
and hardware.
Hardware. Yeah,
this is a very hardware movie.
I think, if this is CGI, I think a lot of it's practical. A lot of it is CGI. I think the CGI wasn't terrible.
I thought. I'm just gonna get this out of the way. The special effects in this movie aren't the problem, and like
it's the only good part of the movie.
I like the Goliath like robot at the end. I thought that shit looked great. And that the one scene where they have the guy on the table when they realize that they're like merging with humans, that shit looked fucking awesome.
Yeah, it looked dope.
Yeah. And honestly, shout out to Hardware because that movie fucking rules.
I love that movie. Yeah.
So anyway, there's a reason Scream Factory.
Real quick, I'm sorry, Alec, because I know you don't get it.
No, you're not.
I know. I'm sorry to you specifically, but is Hardware based on like a 2000 AD property? Because it always seemed like that to me.
I think it is based off it's either based off a book or a comic book. I think you're right.
Okay. All right, cool. Go on. Talk about the first boring hour and 10 minutes of this movie real quick.
Yeah, this movie, I watched this movie in the laundromat today on 2.5 speed.
As it was meant to be seen.
On my phone.
Did you watch the German version that you had?
Yeah, what was up with that?
It's only that way. It's only that way for the Russian parts. It's in English.
Well, then the subtitles, I could not get the link up.
Yeah, the rest of it's fine, but for whatever reason,
no, but
the beginning
my subtitles were like 2 minutes ahead, so I was like watching the movie like I was a precog.
Yeah, that happens sometimes with the subtitles on the Plex.
Well, I didn't know how the German thing was going to work out, so I spent $4.99, so now I own a digital copy of Virus.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
No.
I know. So anyway,
it was on Tubi. You could have watched it on Tubi.
I didn't want to watch commercials. I was like, you know what? Let's just commit to this. I haven't bought a bad movie
I'm a man
in a long time.
of decent means. I can afford $5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, Virus. Movie opens.
Virus.
You guys remember the Mir space station? Remember that was a thing?
I did. Right. That was like a big deal when we were kids. I feel like deal. Yeah.
So there's a boat out in the water, like boats do, and it is. I guess.
Did anybody else instantly disappointed with like a boat movie? Because like generally, I don't care for them.
Say that one more time. You were breaking up really bad.
I was like, did anybody get disappointed with like, oh, this is gonna be an on the boat movie? Because like, gosh.
Yeah, I mean, I read the description. I kind of expected it to be a boat. I mean, to me, like right away, I was like, oh, it's like replace derelict spaceship and like it's derelict like ship.
It's literally Alien. It's a tugboat that fights an alien. It's a tugboat crew that fights an alien.
Or I thought another probably direct homage to this movie is Dead Space, because Dead Space.
Yeah, it's same. Anyway, so the Mir space station is up there, and it's in geosynchronous orbit with this boat in Vladivostok or some sort of sea.
I'm sorry, that tickled me.
And then they're chatting and playing space chess, and then a spaceship made of pure light and energy smashes into the Mir, and then projects its consciousness down to the boat, and then the boat gets overtaken with
consciousness,
a computer virus, but more on who's the virus later.
But like the idea of like an alien that's like information, like I don't know, that's not the worst idea in the world. Like
it's just executed incredibly poorly.
Like I kind of love that concept. Like I like the idea of like, you know, an alien force that's not like, you know, corporeal or whatever.
They're just shit. It's alien shit posts.
Yeah, it's basically
alien 4chan.
It turns out just to be Ultron moving through space. So now, smash cut to a tugboat piloted by that guy from Starship Troopers, and then a ragtag group of ne'er-do-wells. The boat is owned by Donald Sutherland, doing his Irish accent. It's called the Sea Star. It is navigated by Scream Queen and Russian boat enthusiast Jamie Lee Curtis, because she's able to pull up her big boat book of all boats all time and tell you exactly what this Russian boat is.
She's got like autism for boats instead of trains.
That was kind of, I mean, I don't know. I
thought that was a thing.
Is that a thing?
I remember
is from boat autism a thing?
From Lord of War, when he has the book of like registered boats, because he has to figure out the right flag to use.
Right.
When he's getting boarded. I assumed that was just, I don't know for a fact, but I assumed that was just like.
It's too bad we don't know anybody in the Navy.
In case of like derelict ships, so you can figure out what.
Yeah, it makes sense.
What they are.
Well, it's just wild that she's a book of all boats. It's wild that the Russian Navy put out the specs for their, what I think is a quasi-secretive research. But anyway, this guy...
The Russians historically are not a very secretive people.
No.
Right.
Very proud. So meanwhile, Donald Sutherland has made what is arguably the dumbest financial decision of all time. He has decided to take a legitimate barge full of steel and wood and other materials, and he is trekking it across the whole ass ocean, I guess, because he's leveraged everything he has into making this run kind of like a Smokey and the Bandit scenario. They run headlong into a tsunami, which is the fun way of saying hurricane. And they're like, the hurricane just shits all over this barge, just destroys shit, takes the barge down. They're like, listen, we got to make for the eye of this hurricane thing, and then we'll have some time to make repairs. They lose the barge. Donald Sutherland's gonna eat a bullet, and then they come across this boat, and they're like, "Oh, cool, free boat. That'll make up for the wood and shit we lost. Let's go get on that bitch." So they do. So they board the boat, and the boat appears to be deserted. So they go about their business trying to get it back up and running and what have you, and they split up because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Then the boat's sentience.
Well, hold on. There is a key plot point so he comes up with this concept where if the boat is derelict and there's no one left alive, then the Russian government has to pay them to like tow it back to Russia. But Jamie Lee Curtis is like, if anyone's alive, then you can't do that. And
you can't claim. You can't claim it.
And Donald Sutherland is basically like, oh, no one will be alive, and if we find anybody, we're gonna kill him. So,
right. So then the boat comes alive, and the boat sinks the other boat. So now they're stuck on primary boat. So it's actually Event Horizon at this point. So now stuck on this boat. It's like, all right, now what do we do? Well, they explore the boat some. Cliff Curtis gets his leg jammed up, so they take him to the med bay. They find the chief science officer just spraying lead at people. She gets knocked out. They're like, hey, what the hell? And she's like, don't turn the boat power on. There's a thing on the boat. I'm not crazy. And then Donald Sutherland's like, shit, you're not. And then one of Billy Baldwin's buddies goes into a tube and gets turned into wires, and he gets Superman 3'd. A lot of people get Superman 3'd.
As soon as Billy Baldwin showed up too in this movie, I just thought of the Homer thing.
Billy Baldwin.
I'm Alec Baldwin.
So they're trying to figure out what's going on, and then the rest of the film. So then the crazy general guy and this one dude goes just full on malicious styley. They find all these guns and stuff in the boat. One guy's just armed to the teeth. Like, he loses his goddamn mind, and it's kind of fun. And then the rest of the movie, they're fighting robots. There's tiny little robots running around. They find out there's big robot human hybrids, and this woman's like, look, we downloaded something. It's taken over the boat. It killed a whole bunch of the crew with halon gas.
Hold on one sec. So one part of the movie that like didn't make any fucking sense to me, and I guess because she was just crazy, but like there's a part in the movie where they're all in like the medical bay after what's his name gets his like he barely survives getting an anchor dropped on him, but then this like Russian woman that survived, she like just jumps out of a closet and starts shooting at all of them, and it's like, why did she do that? Like,
well, because she probably thought they were robot humans.
But she thought they were but none of the robot humans look like humans. They all look like fucking Borgs. Like,
well, she also just heard hustle. She heard rustling about, and she popped out like clapping. Like, who knows? Like,
yeah, fair enough.
Right. So she tells him like, okay, the boat came to life. It's turning. It's manufacturing into it's making little hardware monsters. We need to this thing is going to want to kill. It wants to kill all humans. Heads up. Donald Sutherland doesn't believe her. He wants to shoot her in the head. The boat monsters start killing people and turning them into more monsters. A lot of the big crazy robot things I think look pretty cool. They battle their way through the ship. They're like, listen, we can't let this boat get to land. Oh, by the way, we forgot about the hurricane that's sitting outside. The hurricane's back. The one guy goes crazy and builds like a super bomb in the basement, like connected to an ejector seat. There's a big plan to just blow the boat up and sink it and escape. And the robot monster alien thing, they're not into it. So why would they be? So they they end up conversing with this robot, with this thing, and the alien's like, "Listen, humans are trash. You guys are a
Also,
virus,
the plot of The Abyss.
right? You guys are bad for everything. So I'm going to take over and become like a super consciousness for the world. All I need to do is be able to project myself to, the internet. I need a lawnmower man it. There's a lot of this. This movie's all over the board.
I did appreciate that the robots have red eyes, so you know that they're evil.
Right.
Like,
I mean, how else would you know?
How else are you gonna know?
Dude,
So
this movie sucks dick from the back. Like, it's so bad.
So there's lots of robot fighting and explosions, and at one point Jamie Lee Curtis is getting like hung up and tortured when then everyone shows up, and like they had a full ass. I guess an RPG would be useful on a boat, but I'm having a hard time figuring out
In what
scenario.
way?
Yeah,
That seems incredibly short-sighted.
So
they also had
fighting,
thermite grenades on a boat.
also unnecessary, right?
Yeah.
A science vessel.
Yeah,
And surface-to-air missiles and all sorts of goofy stuff that weren't supposed to be on there. Donald Sutherland's like, listen, guy, I'm just trying to get that paper. What would it take for you and me to team up? Because I'm the supreme being around here. And they're like, okay, submit yourself to becoming a cyborg. He's like, cool.
Yeah, he's fine
because
with
I'll
it.
definitely still be able to spend money in this new cybernetic world order.
And none of the robot human hybrids seem to be fully autonomous in the sense that they don't have a power source on them, so they're all just connected by wires. So they're just dragging wires around the whole place. Anyway,
also, like the amount of money, I don't know if you touched on this, like the amount of money they stand to receive is outlandish. Like it's like aim a little lower, but $300 million.
Yeah, it was a lot
for a boat.
I mean, it's how much a boat costs now.
In
1999's dollars.
1999 money, yeah.
So anywho, it was pre-Biden inflation. So they get.
I
did that.
It's a government boat, not a real boat.
Oh,
Government
fair
boats
enough.
cost more.
Right, it's full of government stuff. So people keep getting killed in various fun and brutal ways. One guy gets the hole punched clean through him. I think Cliff Curtis just gets washed off the side in the hurricane. Everyone, the one dude that lost his mind and collected up all the guns, he kind of last stands it. Billy Baldwin and Jamie Lee Curtis go out some sort of wild ejector tube missile launch human thing because the robot boat has decided to turn its way towards some island that has like people on it, and like the Coast Guard's picked them up. So now there's like the clock's a ticking.
Yeah, they're trying to take over Guam.
Yeah.
Right.
So she explodes out of it. Boat blows up. She has like a Friday the 13th. Like, oh my God, it's still
What about
alive. Never
Halloween?
mind, we're good. Oh yeah, all of them where they're just the monster's back, and then the movie kind of just ends.
Right.
The movie
Ends on a dream fake out, which is
a dream
really
fake
bad.
out. The movie's bonkers. It's wild that it got made. It is. It's not incoherent, but it's close.
It's kind of funny. So the guy that wrote the comic book, that comic book came out in 1992, and he wrote a treatment that of course they didn't use, but he said he didn't think the movie would ever get made because the special effects weren't there, and I was like, it's kind of funny, but yeah. And originally it wasn't I don't know, it's one of those things that they changed and I don't know why, but in the original story it was a Chinese research vessel, not a Russian research vessel. It's like, I don't understand why you switched that up, but
Donald Sutherland couldn't do the accent.
yeah. Donald
Who
Sutherland
knew this accent?
Yeah,
This movie seems like it was made off of like a ball that they showed somebody and a bunch of blow, because like they made toys for this. Are you guys aware of that?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I looked up the Wikipedia.
I saw that they made a video game for it too.
Yeah, European only PlayStation 1, and those are like the worst. Like when it's like European released only video games, you know they're absolute trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
like
not
it's
good.
one of those things where it's like I think the animatronics and all this shit, I think they're really cool, like, and I like the makeup, but it feels like it takes years to get there, and by then I'm already out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like when are we gonna get to the fireworks factory?
You could absolutely cut out 45 minutes of this movie. Like, it takes so long.
You could just cut out the robots and put them in a better movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
they could have.
The robots actually getting to land is a much more interesting movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
they don't get the mess hall scene. Like, it's the same setup as Alien. It's all these guys trying to stake a claim on a derelict, whatever the fuck. But you care about those guys. You don't care about these guys. At least I don't. I don't know any of the characters' names.
No.
Foster, I think, is
Steve.
Jamie
I know
Lee Curtis.
Steve was one of them.
Steve.
Oh yeah, he kept yelling Steve.
Was there a Richie? I feel like there was a Richie.
There's a Rich Homie Kwan, Annalie Choppa.
Nice.
A dollar sign. You know.
So
why don't they make Black Puby science fiction movies?
Yeah, that'd be sick.
This movie financially was a nightmare. It had a budget of $75 million and made $30.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
That's like over $100 million.
Yeah, easy.
It is. Yeah. It's
fine.
It's curious. I meant to see where this fell in Jamie Lee Curtis's filmography. Like, what was she in between at this point? Because this
when did True Lies come out?
Cash grab. True Lies came out
like 96
before this, right?
Like, yeah. But
I guess she was on the decline.
I can tell you right now. I just had her down.
Because True Lies had a video game and it was awesome.
That video game kicks a pile of ass.
Kicks a pile of ass. Okay, so in 1998 she was in H2O, which we all remember. And then in 2000 she was in Drowning Mona, which is a movie with Danny DeVito.
That movie is good. Yeah, it's really good, but nobody saw it.
Yeah. And so this was sandwiched in between those. And then she
H2O was the Busta Rhymes one?
Yeah, no.
The Josh Hartnett one.
Yeah, H2O is the new metal Halloween movie. The one you're thinking of with Busta Rhymes was Resurrection, which came out a couple years after that.
Which one was the Josh Hartnett one then?
That's H2O.
Oh, okay. Well,
he's in that one?
That's new metal? Because I'm just thinking of Rob Zombie. Now I'm lost. Who cares?
No, I mean, you remember how we watched a bunch of horror movies from like around 1998?
Oh, the Dimension 99. Films era movies.
Yeah. That's all I meant by that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, the back end of her career has been pretty spotty. Like, yeah.
She was in Knives Out.
She was in Knives Out. She was in Christmas with the
You said
Cranks.
that like it was a good thing?
Yeah.
She was in Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's probably the best thing she's done.
She won an Academy Award
recently. Did she win? Did she win an Academy?
Yeah, she won Best Supporting.
Oh, good on her.
Her filmography after the 90s pretty rough. Freaky Friday, pretty good movie.
To be fair, I think I'm the only one in the group that doesn't like Knives Out.
I hate it. So.
Oh, okay.
I liked Knives Out. I did not like Glass Onion.
Oh, I really didn't.
Glass Onion sucked.
Yeah, but this movie happened. We saw it.
It's just there.
It is there.
This is definitely one of the movies of all time. Like, this is just a movie. Like,
and like I would like it because it has like weird, really violent scenes in it a couple times, and it's creepy and the hardware shit. Like, that's all cool, but like there's nothing else in the movie.
But also, like, the atmosphere, like, one of the things that makes Alien is the atmosphere is really cool, and this isn't shot particularly interesting. There's no, like, the music sucks. Like, there's nothing visually that keeps you interested or suspenseful. Like, it's kind of...
Would it have helped if you didn't see the alien robots?
No, I think you need to see them way earlier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sure.
Because, like... Otherwise, it's just like, four dudes and a lady arguing about maritime law. Like, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Do you?
You're crook, Captain Hook.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, dog.
I just don't know what to say. Like, it is, like TJ said, it is a movie of all time. Like, it
is a movie of all time.
Like, what is there to discuss? Like, beyond the special effects, where it's like either you like them or you don't, and that's the whole movie.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Yeah, the characters are flat. The plot is, like we've said, it's like every other. You've seen this movie a bunch of times. Like, name them, Alien, Event Horizon, The Thing. You know what I mean?
The Abyss.
The Abyss, yeah.
Ghost Ship? I mean...
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Ghost Ship. Yeah, there you have it.
Are tough, right?
Say it again?
Like, I said bottle movies are tough, especially on a boat, and I'd like to go Jaws, but, like, not all of Jaws takes place on that boat, and also Jaws is, like, a masterpiece, obviously.
I mean, I'd say a majority of Jaws takes place on land, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's saying,
yeah.
But, all right. Well,
this ain't Jaws.
5 knuckle shuffle time, I guess.
Alec, was your favorite part of the movie the marriage of meat and metal?
I usually like when meat hits metal.
Hell yeah.
But not so much in this.
Okay.
I like my meat deep fried.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
This movie is something else.
Dude, if you like this movie, if you give it above a 4, I'm going to kill myself. Like, I will just have lost the plot completely.
Yeah, it's
no pressure.
There's not a ton to like here. I'm not gonna lie. At the beginning, I was kind of intrigued because I was like, "Oh, this seems like it could be fun," and then it just wasn't.
Yeah.
The first 10 minutes, I was like, "This isn't bad so far." Like, I kind of am fine with it, but then it just stayed at that level or got worse throughout the whole time. The whole movie. The whole film. Yeah, Billy Baldwin's fine in it. That dude's still working more than like anybody else that's on the film. He's got like a ton of credits lately.
Oh, I thought you meant more. I thought you meant more than any of the other Baldwins. I was like, well, I don't think they let Alec anymore.
He's probably in like
definitely working more this past year than Donald Sutherland.
Isn't Donald Sutherland dead?
Yep.
Yeah.
Doing anything?
Billy
I feel like Donald
Sutherland
Sutherland
he was Batman in a couple of those animated movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I feel like Donald Sutherland's been in one good movie that I can recall off the top of my head. It's fucking MASH. I don't think Easy Rider is very good.
He's in Animal House, but
fair enough.
He's in some. Wait, hold on. Donald Sutherland's got to have some good.
I know he's in more, but like every time let's say like post 1984 Donald Sutherland, like
he had a great cameo in The Simpsons. He plays that Springfield historian.
Oh yeah, with the fucking silver tongue.
He was like,
you're banned from the Historical Society. You and your children and your children's children for 2 months. Great show. He's in the Kentucky Fried movie.
He's in Beer Fest. He's the grandfather in Beer Fest for
yeah.
Spain. Just chugging beers like
Steingrass.
He was in. God, Sean's not wrong, man. He's in a lot of shit. He's in A Time to Kill. I like that movie.
He's in JFK. I like JFK. I don't know if it's a good movie.
I mean, at some point when you get older like that, just take whatever's coming along. He probably almost had like a Bruce Willis contract. I'm here for a week. You get everything you get out of me for a week.
It looks like that's exactly what he did too. If you look at the stuff he took. Oh my God, there's a Backdraft 2.
He was in Backdraft.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he's in the second one too. And so is Billy Baldwin.
So we can
oh my God,
get a double up. Do you get extra points if you can connect 2 actors to a movie?
Oh shit!
I'm saying right now, if somebody picks Backdraft 2, I will miss that episode.
he was in that movie where the moon falls on the earth. Moonfall.
Moonfall.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about that movie was somebody was describing it on the show. I was like, what do they fucking call it? Moonfall? And it's like, yes.
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
exactly. Something like Love Day, but not so lame. All right, 5 Knuckle Shuffle time. On.
It's a 2
Yeah.
for like 2 robots. I don't know. Like I enjoyed
the classic movie, the podcast 2 robot rule.
2 box.
I like the design. Like I feel like I'm giving like 2 for like a board or something. I don't know. Like for a
you tried.
What's that?
It's like a pity 2.
2. You
it's
tried.
Like,
you tried your
best. It is a Flanders Nachos fucking alien movie. Like it has. TJ's right. The idea of like an information-based alien system is cool if Philip K. Dick wrote it, but whoever this guy is, like his reach exceeded his grasp. Like everything's super flat. I don't. We got fucking Russian cosmonauts and Mikey Forrester, and what the fuck are we on, boys? Like I can't. Like I found this. I did not start paying attention to this movie until they get locked in there and start typing on the computer to the robot, which I want to say is an hour and 10 minutes into the movie.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, so I just it deserves the nothing it got. Alec.
Well, I'm gonna give it a 4 because Sean, you don't get out that easily. Like at the beginning, I was kind of intrigued, and then it really didn't do much with it. It didn't do anything to like invite me to be angry either. Just like, a wasted opportunity. And it probably, if they would have given it to a director who had actually directed something before, may have been better. Apparently, Jamie Lee Curtis like fought to get him fired to replace him with somebody else, but they didn't. They kept him.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, she fought to get him fired to replace him with whoever directed H2O, because I guess she had just come off of filming that when she filmed this, even though they came out the other way around.
I wonder why.
I don't know. I didn't
Alec,
see a reason or remember. I don't remember a reason why, but she did not.
Alec, did you see that quote that Jamie Lee Curtis had, or it was like everybody brings their piece of shit movie to a party, and I can always win with this?
Oh, wow.
She said it's her lead.
Oh, you there?
Alec, I think did we lose him?
What was that?
Oh, something just dropped out. Yeah.
What the fuck? Stupid phone.
Oh, what the fuck?
You were saying
phone, stupid hot tub.
You were saying it was her least favorite movie?
Yeah, she hated it more than any other movie she's made. And I know she's made some trash.
Borderlands.
Wow, that is. Yeah, when did she make this interview, I guess?
I'm sure it was
I see this is pre-Borderlands. It's PB.
We live in a world pre-Borderlands and post-Borderlands, which, as I said, I realized are both PB. So it doesn't really help differentiate anything. TJ.
Hey, TJ, real quick, before you give your score, I'm sorry. What are your feelings on Bringing Out the Dead?
Oh, I loved it. It's like a 9.
Oh, okay.
I think it's great.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I like that movie a lot. It's a movie that I didn't appreciate until I watched it. Like, I saw it in the theater, and I didn't hate it when I saw it in the theater. I didn't know how I felt about it. And then I watched it, I watched it last week, and I'd seen it previously to that. I think it's really good. I like Scorsese's, like, weirder shit. Like, I like when he goes, like, a little bit more, like, out there and, like, artsy-fartsy. And I didn't look at the, I didn't look at the writing by credit. Is that a Paul Schrader? It seems like it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, and I mean, Paul Schrader's great. So yeah, no, I really like that movie. If I was on the show, I'd have given it a 9. I think it's great. Underrated Cage and Scorsese movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now this piece of shit. I'm like Sean. I'm gonna give it a 2 because I do think the special effects are like pretty good, and I really liked how gross the special effects are. Like this is like really
they are gross.
Really cool like body horror stuff going on, and I thought like looking at some of the artwork from the comics, like they did a good job of like duplicating that kind of look or replicating that kind of look. But man, this movie is it's like fucking paste. This thing is just boring as shit. It's just like, what is this fucking movie? And like, I think Alec just said it, and I agree. There's like nothing really, like, there's nothing in it that like elicits any kind of response. Like, honestly, it should be really a 5 because it's something I'm never going to think about again.
But we don't want Sean to kill himself.
It's not good.
Yes.
It's not good at all, but it leaves like no fucking impression because it's also not like bad enough to be like, you know, to give like a strong reaction either way. So yeah, that's a 2 for me, dog. Gogs.
So if I give this a 5, Sean contractually has to kill himself?
No, it was just Alec.
No, that was only for Alec.
Okay, well, I'm giving it a 5.
He knows you give stuff weird scores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is like utterly forgettable.
It really is, yeah.
Like it's derivative of everything in the worst way possible. And the special effects are cool. Like I do like the monster designs, so shout out there. But I will forget about this movie. Someone will bring it up in a year and be like, "Did you see Virus?" I'm like, "Excuse me."
That movie about COVID.
Yeah. Like it's
No, they should remake it and be the woke mind virus and aliens to try and turn everybody queer.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. If
Much
the ship
better
gets
movie.
to shore, everyone's going to be trans. So, no, I think it's pretty. It's just it is what it is.
I gotta get my typewriter.
So yeah, it is utterly forgettable. So I love that Jamie Lee Curtis is like, this is my worst movie. But that's
like, it's so bad I bring it to places to like win competitions.
Yeah. So there we have it. That's not a certified good ass movie. So
No.
TJ, what's our connecting thread and what's our next film?
The connecting thread is Billy Baldwin, everybody's favorite Baldwin, and we're watching Flatliners, which is a movie that I remember watching as a kid because it was always on HBO, but I don't really remember anything about it. I think it has to do with a bunch of like kids
They're
trying to.
addicted to dying.
I'll tell you
coming
exactly what it's about. It's medical students wanting to see if there's some kind of afterlife, so they kill themselves in a lab setting to see what it is.
Right.
But don't they get like hooked on? They get hooked on it, right?
That I don't recall. I used to get this movie like mashed up with like Jacob's Ladder for some reason when I was a kid.
Well, I think don't they go to like weird, like when they show death, it's like weird and trippy. I think. Directed by Joel Schumacher.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
Huh?
But yeah, I'm interested. He actually made some decent movies besides the Batman movies. But anyway,
He made that piece of shit Falling Down.
I liked Falling. You don't like Falling Down?
When's the last time you watched it?
Falling Down.
Yeah,
Did we watch it for the show?
No, I don't think we ever watched it on the show.
I thought you did. I thought I missed that episode.
Oh, maybe.
Did we?
I don't remember.
I swear we did. I know it.
He made the
I'm
Lost
almost
Boys.
certain.
He made
Overrated.
He made that movie. He made that movie with that has the line with Samuel L. Jackson. I hope they die. I hope they burn. What the hell is the name of that movie?
Time to Kill. Yeah.
Time to Kill. That's a good movie.
Yeah,
He made
that's a good one.
He made 8mm. which we watched. Oh damn! I didn't realize we've done so many of his movies because we did 8mm and we did the Number 23. Remember that piece of shit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did that too.
Follicular
Jim Carrey was the
snuff?
magic dog catcher or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
that movie
that
sucked.
Fucking terrible. All right, everybody.
All right.
That's the show. We'll see you next week with Flatliners, 80s classic.
90s classic.
That's like 89, isn't it?
That was like 92.
Yeah,
be
but
wrong.
92 is still the 80s, kind of.
Yeah, close enough.
Fair.
Yeah, you're right. 1990, so in under the gun there for an 80s movie. It's got a bunch of 80s people in it. That's why Kiefer Sutherland, Julia Roberts, Billy Baldwin, Oliver
Shut
Platt,
up, you cunt.
and Kevin Bacon. Damn, that's no way to talk to Gogs.
I wasn't
What did
even
he
talking.
What did he ever do to you aside from like virus more than you?
That's true.
3 minutes ago.
All right, everybody.
All right.
We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.